going to be talking about hauling your tree stand into the woods. If you're like me and you hunt places that you can't access with a car or a truck or anything like that, I found out mountain biking in is a huge benefit. Getting your stands in is a nightmare. I don't like climbing stands. I like to have ladder stands. I'm a big fan of ladder stands, and I like to have multiple sets. So with that comes a lot of hassle. Taking stands in, taking stands out. You got to do that 2 times a year, right? You got to take them in, you got to bring them back. So anyways, I will show you the original picture. All I have is a picture. I don't have a video. But I used to use my deer cart, and then this crazy setup I used to hook it to the bicycle, and then you drove it out like a trailer. So that video will pop up right now. All right, there you go. So that kind of got me thinking about how can I make this easier on myself. So the deer cart works great. I ended up breaking one of the wheels on the deer cart because, quite frankly, it's not meant to do that stuff. So I've used it for a few years. It's worked wonderful. So I came up with this idea using wheelchair wheels. So as you can see, I have spacers on there, and that's to get me away from parts of the tree stand that I may impact. So I'll show you all that, but this is the piece that I made. I made this to go onto the wheel, and that's going to bolt on, and then I have a pile of these U-bolts laying around, okay? And that's going to go in here like this, all right? So, with that being said, these are 1 inch, okay? Which is great because some stands are 1 inch. Most stands are 3/4 of an inch. So, I bought some rubber, cut it, I put it on here. So now, when I tighten that up, it's going to absorb some of that noise, some of that vibration, help it stay stuck on the stand better. So, the way this gets put on here is, like I showed you, you got the wheel with your spacers, and then this slides on here like so, okay? And then this gets nutted on there with a nylon nut so it doesn't come off. Now when I drilled this loose enough so this can spin if need be, but this whole setup spins inside these bearings, okay? And before you guys think, oh my lord, it's a wheelchair wheel, that's never going to work. If you watch my video that I did on hauling on my deer cart, I had bigger wheelchair wheels on it. It was absolutely amazing. So these things are virtually indestructible. Most of them are meant to hold over 300 pounds. And with that being said, my tree stand doesn't weigh anywhere near 300 pounds. And that's a piece. So that's 600-pound load on these things. These things can take one heck of a beating. But anyways, I'm going to spin you around, and we're going to look at it on the actual tree stand. Okay, so here it is mounted onto the tree stand. Now, you can mount this thing anywhere. Anywhere that works, okay? So I have more holes drilled in it than what I need. But that's in case I need adjustability, or if I find out 2 doesn't work. Some of this stuff's going to be done in the woods, so I want to make it as easy as possible, right? Then you have it spaced out here to clear, like you see these bolts, these nuts, right? We don't want to hit that stuff. Look at that. That's going to work. That's going to work. All right, everybody, I mounted the, we'll just call it the receiver. I don't know. I mounted the receiver onto the bike frame here. I just drilled a couple holes. I used a U-bolt with some rubber on it just to hold back here. We're not really worried about this thing coming up or anything. More worried about pulling pressure. And then up here I drilled through the rack and through the piece of metal, and I used 2 quarter 20 bolts. That's going to be plenty strong enough. And then I have this. So this bolt is going to screw into this nut. So I welded this nut on, and I drilled a hole through so the bolt can run through, okay? So, I'm going to show you this. This thing can go this way. We're reusing these, okay? They can go this way, they can go this way. Because I don't know how this is going to want to work. Maybe I want it to go this way or this way. Maybe I want it to go this way or this way, right? So, I made it so it can do whatever. But that's a pretty neat little setup there, isn't it? So this gets screwed into here. Okay? I mean, I want to screw it down quite a ways. So, then you'll bolt your tree stand on, right? Okay, I bolted my tree stand on. My tree stand tree stand steps are bolted here. So, most of the time, that's going to angle away from you, all right? So, you're going to want this to move backwards. But if you go up or down a hill, that needs to move more, right? Okay, well, what if I turn? Well, if you turn, you have the thread on the bolt and the nut that allows it to move this way and keep that angle, all right? So, this is going to work wonderfully. I'm gonna get this all set up, and we're gonna, all right. I wanted you guys to see me actually bolting this up so you can watch the struggle. This is the first time I've attempted this in real time. So if you guys hear any screaming or yelling, that's probably my kids in the pool. Or unless this makes me angry, you might hear me. So just need your handy dandy 7/16 ratchet wrench. So I think this way is going to work best. But so it doesn't go, so it doesn't twist, I can go like that. No, I gotta go like this. Okay. Boy, I struggled with that, didn't I? Okay. Okay, that's on. We're going to stop there, and I'm going to do the other one. All right, maiden voyage. Now, I know riding around my yard is nothing like riding down a dirt road in the woods, but this thing performed very, very well, as you'll see. Making the sharp turns is kind of tough. And then there's a hill on the other side of my pool, and I had the e-bike in a pretty low setting, so I had to actually pedal quite hard to get up the hill. But I'll talk about how fast I go through the backyard and stuff like that coming up. This thing's gonna be an absolute pleasure to use in the woods. I just love seeing Old Glory waving in the wind. It's a beautiful sight. I'd say that's a success, right? Mm-hmm. I hit about 12 miles an hour going through the backyard. Worked better than I could have dreamed. Well, there it is, all done, worked wonderfully. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this project and gives you some ideas to do your own. So please like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.